Okay, so we have a few things that we want to take a look at here. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to have to bring the volume up on this one because it's not very good. Okay, so we have, I'm glad I picked up some of the funnier moments of Joe. Oh, I'm so sorry. Uh, I mean, first I did not see this article. Did Joe pass wind during his terrible presidential debate? Social media launches into a fervid speculation over a suspicious noise. Well, I'm sure he did. He wanted a break, like something like he wanted 4 or 5 breaks, and Trump said, "No, I'm sorry, that's not going to pull it." But anyway, we have the person that's really running the presidency and the campaign besides Blinken and the cabinet. And I don't know if Newland's replacement has come in yet or not. Uh, I don't really know what's going on in the country, right? I do know what's going on, but then you have to say you don't because it's all just a bunch of bullshit. Um, so I wanted to show you the most hilarious thing. I saw this earlier. Stunning moment. Jill Biden congratulates husband Joe like a child after his Trump debate disaster, sparking calls from panicked Democrats for him to step aside. Well, yeah, that's happening. I don't know if that's just like sort of a psyop or something. But let me tell you, she and Ashley and Hunter and the family members, they ain't going nowhere. Okay? You're going to have to get a freaking miniature bulldozer to get this old bitch out. And is she pregnant? One of the writers for the Daily Mail described her outfit as surgical scrub blue or surgical scrubs. You know, not quite the same color, but people just wear whatever the hell they want to in a hospital now, anyway. And Joe did fart that one time, and I do have it on video, but either YouTube got rid of it, which happens all the time, or I just lost it on one of my channels because I was being banned constantly during the election, or during the campaign and the COVID stuff. Okay, but I wanted to show you this picture. We're going to listen to that in a moment. The article is just boring. Okay, we got it. Oh, instead of let's go, Brandon, what they're doing is they're saying now, let's go, Joe. Okay, let's go. God, I'm sorry. I have a bit of a bitchy attitude these days. I guess, well, see, this is just a buildup of me not being able to work out. And believe me, I've tried. Okay. Experts want him. I mean, people have come out and said, okay, we need someone different. Well, you should have never taken him to begin with. And then Obama comes out and says, oh, no way, which is telling. He put out a tweet saying, we know that this wasn't very good because Obama's been really in the background. Well, he did have the murder of his chef. I mean, an experienced swimmer who's on some surfboard thing or whatever. I mean, in 12 inches of water in a pond behind the house, please give me a break. Don't even go there, Joe. And then Michelle calls or something, and it was a woman's voice, and she was the only one there. And people have been saying for years, oh, Michelle Obama's going to come in there. No, she's not. She's not that stupid to walk into this fucked up of a situation. And then you're going to have a whole shitty, weird dynamic with Kamala Harris, who thinks she's just the heir apparent. She just thinks that she's the first in line. She's horrible too. All right, let's continue on. So we see this picture. Oh, now I hope to hell they didn't take the other one off already. Just look at her abdomen. What is going on here? It's not tailored to fit her body. She looks horrible. I believe she had an eye lift or something recently. I heard on Alex Jones that he believes that he got a blood transfusion because of his veins popping. I just think his veins are popping anyway. All right, let's keep going. Oh, they had a watch party with 50 people there. Here's the picture that freaks me out. I did a screenshot of this Dr. Jill, fake Dr. Jill, whose husband bought her a doctorate of education at the University of Delaware. Okay, this outfit, and are you pregnant? Because you look like you are. I mean, you're probably bloated and gassy and maybe constipated because of traveling, and you're stressed out because of this guy, and you're probably on your own set of drugs just to deal with him. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, hon, it doesn't look good. There are many other outfits you could have put together, and you could have put your hair up, but I suppose then your neck would have shown. And you could have put your hair up, and you could have done something differently here. For sure. Honestly can't really fit in my wardrobe because I have so much swelling right now from the acetabulum being ripped apart and shoved into the front part of my body or whatever. I'm sorry. Okay. My ribs being run over, and I just have a lot of really bizarre swelling that won't go down, and deformities. So, I mean, right now I should be one to talk. I'm letting you know that right away. I've shown my wardrobe on the channel before. It's normally a size 0. I mean, if I order sweatpants right now, they have to be a small or extra small. But if I try to put on like regular jeans or shorts or whatever, I just look stupid, and I just won't do it, because I can't. First and foremost, they won't fit over where I have the deformity. What she is, so I'm not going to squeeze myself into them and have it bulging open, which I suppose I could do. This just looks stupid. Give me a break. And here he is. This is a great picture, taking a shit again. And she is, and Kennedy also described her as Nurse Ratched. She is. I would like to see this man do a few events on his own without her and see how he holds up. He can't even function. I don't blame Melania for not showing up to this piece of shit. And this woman, let me tell you what I think. I saw a clip of her on The View. She is the C word. And she is gaslighting the whole country and the youth and him. I mean, I think Joe, he can deliver a speech because he's been in there since 1973. January of 73. That is when he was sworn in. He hasn't left. They're not going to leave, and he's not going to step aside. And I mean, because the psyche of these people, it's just evil. Okay. You have to put your head where they're at. And if she thinks it's okay and it's not a bad thing to have Joe shower with the daughter. And by the way, on my Craze channel, I have a video which is very nasty that I put up. I really, at this point, what worse karma can I already have? I mean, if somebody just like, if I go and walk into a random shooting and I just keel over, that would be the only other. I can't even think of anything else at the moment. I know I sound ungood, but let me tell you something. She's the C word, and I saw her trying to control her daughter in an LGBTQ speech, and that poor girl is worn out. And in a way, I feel sorry for her, but then in another way, I don't, because she's participating in this stuff. Because I read, her diary transcripts as much as I could. I read back in 2016, 2017, I read the WikiLeaks shit. Um, the latest rumor is that that's not Julian Assange that was released. That's a different guy. And if you look at him, it appears that I have to agree with that. But I read those emails between Chelsea Clinton and Podesta and other people in the campaign. And they're just loose and fast with that money that went to Haiti, and Chelsea said, hey, I can't take this money. It's for the children. I don't feel right about it. And Hillary is evil too. But when she speaks, she reminds me of Hillary. But here we have a pregnant Jill. And we have, because I already did this video, but my computer shut down, or I don't know, my internet went out or some crap, which happens all the time. Spectrum is wonderful. And he's taking a dump again. And by the way, I also saw in Daily Mail here that these are supposedly some new Cole Haan shoe. No, they're not. They're straight out of the orthopedic clinic, okay? They're straight from the orthotist's office so he can walk, because I believe he has a stroke, a neurological difficulty. And yes, I have experience in that area, many years of it actually. And that's straight out of the ortho office. She's basically running the show. This was apparently a watching party and a rally, but you can see that the only demographic that they put there are Black youth, okay, which tells me that what they did was they hired about a few people from On Demand, and they got paid to go in there. Crowds On Demand. There is no way that a bunch of Black youth in Atlanta are jazzed over this old fucker. And I've heard many times that they pay these people $15 an hour or something to go in there and stand. Oh yeah, and let's use our phones to show how exciting this is. Okay. And Jill is just like, she is not going anywhere. Nowhere. This woman's not moving her fat ass out of that White House. Here's Joe pretending to actually. You really think he wrote anything down? At his notes. I don't think there are any notes there. I think it's just a prop. And then there was, of course, I'm putting up another video. There was, of course, Joe getting off the stage, I have that in a separate video that will be loaded up soon. Biden loses his train of thought. Here, let's pull this up.
Sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Sure that we're able to make every.
Oh yeah. He definitely, yeah. They're not showing really a crowd here. And I believe also that they piped in additional applause during the State of the Union. And I also believe that that all these rallies have piped in stuff, and they're playing music. They're copying, what's his name? Trump. Okay, now I want you to see this. Look at this. This has to be the most strange picture of these two ever. And Daily Mail will probably have to pull that one down. Here's what is this? Nearly 15 weeks pregnant Jill. Remind you of anything? No, we've got the volume turned up. Hopefully it should work. Let's go. Oop, oop, oop. Okay. I doubt there was a young black crowd shouting 4 more years for this old white fuck that's been in there since 73. Here's the director of the whole thing. And she's going to put up a video on her phone, or she's taking a video to put up on her Facebook or some shit. So here's the rally. There's like 20. I counted before, and I already did this video. There are about 50 people here. I'm guessing they'd show the crowd. Believe me.
I can't thank you all enough.
She reminds me of Hillary Clinton. Just another. Why is she yelling? I can't thank you all enough. She doesn't have to yell. She has a microphone. Be dignified, but she's not. She left her husband to marry this piece of shit?
Enough for staying and for being here and for all your support. Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
What the fuck? That seemed rehearsed, didn't it? I can't wait till this woman is just securely in hell. I'm sorry.
Yes. So, Joe, I'm going to hand
You ugly old bitch.
it over to you because we have such a great group of support.
And I need you in order to beat them. You're the people I'm running for.
You know what? That sounds like it's coming from a PA system. We need you. That was coming from a PA system. That's not the crowd just being the crowd. Let's see if we can get this back. Well, I don't think we can.
Here,
Did you hear the way that started?
he says he's gonna be the retribution for his supporters. You are the reason why America's as good as we are. We're the finest nation in the whole
That came through a speaker.
damn world.
Oh, fuck you, you asshole.
No one's close. Nobody's close.
Here, she's directing it. Here's the video and director. There is definitely a PA system bringing in that noise. Because if there was a bigger crowd, it would be shown. And what I'm counting, let's just do a quick head count. 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 25 up here with that phone. The phones we have are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17 being this. There aren't more than 30 people there. And when they said, we need you, that was coming from a PA system. This was a Crowds on Demand event. It appears that it's all an ethnic crowd. Here's a blonde woman. All young black people from Atlanta are at a watch party for this old fuck. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Well, let's keep going. See you at the next one. God love you all.
Look at, they're all just turning around ready to leave.
Heading to North Carolina.
What did he say? We're headed to North Carolina?
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Did he
thank you.
just call the crowd North Carolina even though it's Atlanta? Or is he actually in North Carolina? Did he fly there?
I want to go home with you.
Thank you. I'm going to go home and get my diaper changed.
Thank you.
So that was the rally. Donald Trump lies. We need you. 4 more years. This is the best fucking country in the planet. And I'm going to go home now. See you. Bye. 1 minute and 35 seconds. Can we? They're barely alive. Now, why does she have headphones on? Because she's running a photo shoot here. There's like 3 people there. Okay, we're finished with this. You know, and I apologize for sounding so upset. You know, with Barack Obama, even with Clinton, it just was Clinton, you know? He at least worked with people to get legislation passed. And I could tell you quite a bit about that. Things were partisan, but nothing like this. This is just bizarre. I don't even understand it. If you're under the age of like 55, I don't think you will. I'm sorry to date myself and you know, I because you've never experienced like peacetime prosperity and different political policies or government policies that actually work and and actually feel the results of that and actually make progress in your life just by simply getting out of bed and just doing it. You know, just applying yourself and applying whatever skills you have. And then using those skills to go on to the next thing. I don't see the population ever being able to do that again right now. And that was the whole theme behind Make America Great Again, was exactly what I'm trying to describe. In addition to that, after the draft ended and after the very last, you know, war thing in Nam, I mean, we have troops all over the world still that don't need to be there, but after the last parts of Vietnam, in like the mid 70s, being in high school, well, starting high school in the mid to late, okay, because I was still in 8th grade in 76, but at any rate, and then being in that environment where you didn't have that stupid war hanging over your head and shit, but you did have, you know, sort of a lot of other problems happening in the country with Jimmy Carter and lots of inflation, energy crisis problems, things like this. But for the most part, there was a feeling of sort of relaxation in a way, I guess, which now it's just, there's this just feelings of hatred against one group, against the other, and just a constant pounding into your heads of bullshit, fake people. She's running a production thing right here. This was a 1-minute rally by, and I'm going to go ahead and say, a narcissistic, insane person with a crowd that they hired. I mean, I don't know, where is this thing? Well, say they were in Atlanta, so didn't he say North Carolina at the end of this? Let's do one more time. It's only like a few, not that much longer here.
I can't thank you all enough for staying and for being here and for all your support. Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
I swear she's running some sort of production here.
And let me ask the crowd, what?
Oh my God. She is a grating individual. She doesn't need to be yelling like that with 50 people there. And that means his security. That means everyone in the room, the people that work at the place, wherever this was.
What did Trump do? Why?
Oh my God. There's something very wrong with this lady. You ever notice how her eyes droop downward on each side?
Yes. So,
And Trump's like, and Biden's like, yeah, he did lie. I'm the truthful person.
Joe, I'm going to hand it over to you because we have such a great group of supporters.
And I need you in order to beat him. You're the people I'm running for.
Listen to this. Now, you're going to hear a pumped in over the PA system chant. You hear that? That wasn't normal. That was coming through a PA, and she's running it back here, this chick.
Here.
That's coming through a loudspeaker. That's not from these people.
He says he's gonna be the retribution for his supporters. You are
The retribution for his supporters? No, he just wants to get the country. I believe he really wants to get the country in shape. He's not going to do anything to anyone. He's tightly controlled right now anyway. Give me a break, Biden, you asshole.
the reason why America's as good as we are. We're the finest nation in the whole damn world.
Oh, I can't stand this guy.
No one's close.
He just makes me cringe.
Nobody's close. So let's keep
See how she's directing? Bring it up. Come on, I'm paying you here.
going. See you at the next one. God love you all. Heading to North Carolina. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Did he just call them North Carolina? That guy can't do 2 days in a row. That's crazy. All right, so we've got this little teeny weeny thing. Like I said, just count the phones, count the heads, right? Yeah, and a little tight shot where it's real tight. This is, a couple of yards long, okay? Did Joe Pass win during his terrible debate? Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay.
But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous.
Oh, he did. He leaned forward and farted. Oh my God. Yes, he did.
We saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. It's tremendous.
Oh my God.
Saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. It's.
All right, watch again. You bet I will.
But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. It's.
Okay, you can't even make this shit up at this point. Yeah, he did pass wind. I'll have to find that because still have it on my DVR. I had to stop after a while, mainly because I couldn't deal with listening to his voice. He was like whispering, dog face pony soldier, you're a cheat and a sucker and a liar and a sucker. Joe has never accomplished anything in his life. The only thing he accomplished was getting elected and staying there, which is a major accomplishment. For him, because he's such a moron. Let's see. Last night's debate left viewers wondering whether one of the candidates passed wind. It was Biden. As the microphone picked up a suspicious noise. Oh, we're going to have to bookmark this one. It'll be taken down soon. Social media users have launched into a fevered speculation over the sound with some accusing Joe Biden, 81, passing wind during his terrible debate performance. The sound at the center of the social media frenzy could be heard while Donald Trump accused Biden of profiting off the tariffs the former president imposed on China. Well, if he's profiting off of anything, let me tell you something. He's keeping the money for himself. Speculation over the source of the suspicious noise ranges to either of the candidates farting to one of the moderators taking a sip of water. Biden delivered a catastrophic showing. We know that. Okay. Good God, look at this guy. Woo! There's something very wrong with him. Okay. I think we want this. So Trump went out. I didn't even know this was happening. I would have watched it. I had time available at 3:57 Eastern, which is 4:57 my time. Okay, let's go. Is it? No, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. No, it's 3:00. I would have loved to have listened to it, but whatever. Okay, let's keep going. So after the stupid song that makes me want to cut one of my ears off, Proud to be an American, can we please, no more? At least he stopped with all the drama crap at the end with that symphony playing. You can't think that was a good... Who came up with that idea? Steve Bannon? I don't know. I mean, that was, I hope Melania was the one that just told him, hey, cut it out. So I still think Biden said he thought he was in North Carolina yesterday, because I can't see him doing two things in a row. But his rally lasted 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Virginia. Did anybody last night watch a thing called The Debate? That was a big one. But as you saw on television last night, we had a big victory against a
I want you to look at the size of the crowd here.
Man that really is looking to destroy our country. He's the worst. He's the most corrupt, the most incompetent president in the history of our country. And we have to take it back from that party. That's an evil party, despite the fact that crooked Joe Biden spent the entire week at Camp David resting, working, studying. He studied very hard. He studied so hard that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He got the debate rules that he wanted. He got the date that he wanted. He got the network that he wanted. With the moderates he wanted. No amount of rest or rigging could help him defend.
And this dude needs to know that he did look like a complete stupid asshole. You don't do that into a camera, you jack.
His atrocious record. It's not defensible. I don't care who you were. You could be the late, great Clarence Darrow. Has anyone ever heard of Clarence Darrow? He was known as quite a good debater. Not as good as your governor, but that's okay. Hello, Governor. I can't miss this guy in the crowd. But his son's much better looking than him. Joe Biden's problem is not his age. It's not his anything, really. He's got no problem other than it's his competence. He's grossly incompetent. You know,
Wait
they
a
keep saying,
minute. Well, age, yeah, okay. No, he has neurological disorders. What is Trump? What direction are you going in? He's not mental. He has physical problems that are relative to his cognitive behavior, which is he doesn't have a thinking mind. His brain is gone due to I'm assuming neurological issues due to his 2 brain surgeries and or possibly a stroke or something. You know, I mean, he's quite violent. He's quite ill. It's not funny. And that's not age related. That could happen to anyone. And look at this John Fetterman guy. Okay, let's keep going.
Old. I know people that are much older than him that are doing unbelievable things, making a fortune. I knew a man that at 79, he was never a success, and he made $1 billion and a half dollars.
Now I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I know people that, yeah, I mean, age has nothing to do with ability. I'm not that old, and right now I unfortunately have been nearly snuffed out, and I can still think. But I had 20 years taken off my life. So I'm assuming that Joe is this is a result of physical problems that caused a severe cognitive disorder in his brain. You can't deny that.
From 79 to 92, and that's what it is. It's not his age, it's his competence. He's not respected anywhere in the world. Our country is being laughed at all over the world. Biden is using the weaponization of his Justice Department, the FBI, local district attorneys, and attorneys general to try and win an election against his political opponent. That happens to be me. Do you know who I am? Something that actually was unthinkable in our nation, but which is very common in third world countries or in banana republics. That's what he's doing. He's using law enforcement to try and hurt his political opponent. Every one of those things last night, you saw that, was all started by this guy, this crooked guy. And not only crooked, I mean, just so bad in so many ways. He's killing our country. He's incapable of...
I really do wish that Trump would bring up the Ashley Biden diary and the fact that on the Hunter Biden laptop, allegedly, it has been reported that he is getting it on with his niece.
Of winning based on his far-left policies of open borders, massive tax increases.
And I would also say, hey, the whole world has seen your son naked smoking crack. And that's not a lie, because everyone has seen the pictures. Jill Biden, you weirdo.
Green New Scam. That's a windmill on every corner, most of which don't work. And things like putting men in women's sports, really not a great idea.
Okay. But your dude, Doug Burgum, wants the windmill in every corner, though. He's the first governor, one of the first Republican governors to have a pledge to go, and I quote, carbon neutral by the time 2030 rolls around, which is 6 years. It's 5.5 years. So he's doing a lot to, and then a bunch of investors came in and gave him money and shit for all that carbon credit stuff, I guess. I hope Trump doesn't pick him. I've done 3 videos on him, and I wander off because there's like so much, and there's so much to explore, and you don't even know where to go with it because I'm not proficient. I don't know a lot about carbon neutral bullshit, right? I just don't. But I tried to just do a few minutes just give me a definition of what it really means. And you have to have a degree in geology for, really. All right, let's go.
Anyways, he's killing our country. He's incapable of winning based on his far-left policies of open borders, massive tax increases.
Well, he's non-functional.
The Green New Scam.
He's going, I swear to God, he's going off in a McCain direction right now. No, he's not physically... He's not, he has cognitive issues, Trump.
That's a windmill on every corner, most of which don't work. And things like putting men in women's sports, really not a great idea.
Well, your country shouldn't be run based on that.
As every American saw firsthand last night, this election is a choice between strength and weakness, competence and incompetence, peace and prosperity, or war or no war. They like a war. They love wars. You know, they love killing people. It's so wonderful. You know, I'm the only president in many, many decades that didn't start a war. I finished one. I beat ISIS in record time. As soon as I left, we had the situation where Russia went into Ukraine. They would have never done that. And words America left, like Jewish people. He's Jewish. I'm not allowed to use the term beautiful as a politician. In fact, it could be. I seldom see their husbands, but they're happily married. I in the White House. We don't even want to mention.
If he's on prompter, I have no interest.
It's crushing in
It's
24.
It's basically the same speech, which doesn't inspire me.
We cut regulations at a level that nobody ever saw before. And, you know, when I went to the big companies and the small companies, and I'd say, which was more important? Happened with the race, right? And then they want to charge you $500,000. Politicians know this. And I come to these super predator, ask them. And honestly, I want to be the president for Americans of every background, every walk of life, every
Was this chick just picking her nose?
race, religion,
Why on earth would you do that?
color, and creed. And remember, Joe Biden used the term super predators. He used it for 10 years.
Well, he was referring to black men specifically. Okay.
Used it more than anybody else. That's not a man that likes black people. I will tell you,
No.
that's not a man. Super predator. Ask him about
You should have seen that speech. We played it.
it. I brought it up last night. He went, oh.
But don't worry, Jill Biden, Jill, said it was a lie.
Super predator. Ask him. And honestly, only black people know what that term represents. 1990s, Joe Biden, super predator for 10 years, every day.
Oh no, I remember that because it was all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe. Okay.
To this debate, essentially tied in nationwide polls. But we are hearing some reaction. There are some Democratic Party officials who have privately expressed concern about Biden's performance.
Okay, let's just go to Bing. I mean, she's full of shit. It's not a tie. You know, I mean, Sky News, thank you so much, but CNN is a far left outlet. How can you possibly think that that is American right now? Okay, it's not. All right, so videos. Let's do this. Joe Biden, crime bill. What was that? 1990 what? Right here. Let's try it. 1994. Okay, so that was in introduction. Let's keep going. C-SPAN. Let's try that. C-SPAN. Office of the President-elect. I can't. All right. 1993. I think this is what I want. Let's try this. Really? Well, bear with me. It'll happen. If not, I'll have to pull it up and page unresponsive. That figures. Okay. I know we'll be able to get it again, and I'm sure some of these are being blocked. Let's see if we can get this. Or has this been pulled down? No. Might have been. Yeah. Don't you love censorship in the new millennium? Okay, we'll try another one. I'll find it, you guys. I just don't want to sit here and well, here's something at least.
Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally.
He gives himself 3. This guy is, this guy, I've never liked him. All right, go.
Have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't,
This is when he had his plugs.
they will,
Or when
or
he
a
was
portion
getting
of them will become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
All right, so he is wanting to take Black people out of society in this speech. Now, I want you guys to think about that for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and say the language that he is using is not necessary. Does that make sense? It could have been said another way. There was a big crack problem in the early 90s. There was there were big problems here, the very late 80s into the early 90s. Yes, it was a massive, there was a massive problem. It was, we had one murder after the other murder happening. I think it was either 88 or 89. It was like one of the, I think the highest murder rates the city has ever seen. All right. But this is very racist of him. The way he's saying it. He could have put this speech together differently, saying, well, and what he's saying is, I want these people off the street. I mean, he's such a prick.
And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth.
Okay.
And again, he's been in government.
Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens
Ooh.
out of wedlock.
Oh, come on. Oh, my God. All right. Okay, I can't get the volume now. Okay. It's not responding.
Have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents,
Oops.
without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because
Well, they couldn't have been born out of wedlock without parents.
they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an
Isn't he a creep? You see the way he's his
opportunity.
actions and
We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond.
so what he's saying is we need to take, he's referring to black men out of society because they're beyond the pale, they're beyond rehabilitation. We need to get them the hell in jail forever, and that's it. Because they're such bad, nasty ass people. Don't forget this, people.
Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point.
What about your son, President Biden? God, he is such a fucking loser. His own son became one of these people.
That's the sad truth.
He was a predator on your niece.
About that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth.
Okay, so it's just like the most hideous racial speech I've ever heard. Racist speech I've ever heard. Okay, we'll call this one out and talk to you soon.